Welcome back. I went with the jersey hat combo that I'm pretty sure I've never used before in a video. And there you go. I never understood these hats. Remember I saw them online and I was like, oh, I'm not. The only reason I have this is because eventually went on sale at NHL.com for, I think it was $5. I think it was $5 I paid for it. I was like, all right, sure, looks goofy, but fine. It makes up for the lack of laces on the jersey. You know, it's for when you want to lace up your head. I don't. All right, so we had the Blues against the Colorado Avalanche today, and this felt like a playoff game because St. Louis is finally playing like they want to finish fourth in the division. And right now, they're fourth in the division. So that's good news if you're a Blues fan. They woke up today. It looked like, hey, they actually want it. They want to be in this. And a 3-game losing streak is done. We'll see whether or not this is a sign of things to come or if they're going to have more inconsistency. The Blues get a first-minute penalty, wearing their wonderful third jerseys and all that. Avs with the power play, it was 4 for its last 19, and it had a pretty good game here. But then 23 seconds later, Bortuzzo goes to the box, making it a 5-on-3. Well, you don't give the Avs a 5-on-3 for that long. You don't do it if you want to win the game. And so Makar scores from Burakovsky and McKinnon at 1 minute and 37 seconds. That's a 13-game point streak for McKinnon, which is the second longest in the NHL this season. Dougie Hamilton's 14-gamer is still the number one. So, yeah, and then the power play ended, and shortly after, on the next face-off, Landeskog scores from Makar and McKinnon at 3:01. It looked like a nice, good set play right off the face-off. It's 2-0. We're 3 minutes in, and all I could think was, this is going to be a quick one. This one's going to be easy. Like, as in easy for me to watch, because it's just going to be one-sided. But things would change. Dunn tried to answer. The Blues would press at 4.5 minutes, but they weren't getting any shots. They were stuck on one shot for quite a while in that first period. Thomas had a break, nearly gets through the Avs defense. There was some more determined play by Thomas, who doesn't get on the board today. Shots were 5-1 for the Avs at 8 minutes. Dubnyk would then deny Tarasenko as the Blues started to get opportunities, and then they would score. It's O'Reilly at 9:49. That is his 600th point, and he celebrated by scoring a bunch more. So, the normally unselfish Ryan O'Reilly today decided, no, make it about me. So, and honestly, it was an own goal by Taves. So he just passing it, trying to pass it out to Kyrou, and Taves like, no, you don't. And it just went right off his stick and in. So it's an own goal. Thus, at the time I wrote everything on the board, and still, last time I looked, it's still unassisted. Not because nobody else touched it, but because it was kind of an own goal. And then O'Reilly gets one himself. His second one he's credited, though, from Shannon Parayko at 12 minutes and 40 seconds. And for Colton Parayko, it was going to be a short day. And if you're a Blues fan, you have to come out of today thinking, well, good, we've got the 2 points, but Parayko would leave this game and wouldn't return. Blues then get a power play. 50 seconds later, it becomes a 4-on-4. Binnington stopped a good chance for Kadri. O'Reilly looking for the hat trick after the penalties ended. And then it's Barbashev on what was his third good opportunity on that shift. He gets a goal from Krug and Blaine at 17:48. It is 3-2. And that was a goal that came after a Graves turnover resulted in a 2-on-1. The Avs couldn't clear, and Barbashev puts it in. So, a lot of scoring in that first period, and it looked like we might be looking at a 9-6, 10-7 kind of game. Last minute, there was a post for Taves. Binnington covered it up. And there was another Avs post with 2 seconds left. So, Binnington, probably fortunate just a little bit that the Avs couldn't quite get those ones home. But still, you got to be lucky to be good and good to be lucky. So we go to the second period, and that's where they announced that Parayko was injured and wouldn't return. The good news, if you're a Blues fan, is that they had 7 defensemen dressed, so they still had 6 defensemen for the rest of the game. And the Avs, in the second period this year, were plus 33 coming into today. The Blues a minus 18. Once this game's done, the Avs are now a plus 34 in the second period. The Blues are a minus 19. It's one of those weird things we've seen this year, and again, at the end of this season, I'll look through some really weird stats with teams, and the plus minuses of teams in each period, it's one of those baffling things. And the game settled down in that second period. Very, very settled second period compared to the first. The shots were roughly halved in that second period as both defenses. And I can't prove that the coaches kind of went off on them in between the first and second, because I don't think they need to. I think teams will look at the score and go, wow, we've got to play better. And they did. Makar was still generating more chances. McKinnon then had a chance that was stopped, but he was slashed by Hoffman, so Hoffman goes to the box. The Avs go back to the power play, and they score to tie the game. McKinnon from Makar and Burakovsky at 8 minutes and 10 seconds. So that is 3 points for McKinnon. That is 3 points for Makar. That is 2 points for Burakovsky. And that's where that's at. It's 3-3, right? Blues tried to answer. Saad then was denied as the Avs pushed with 8 minutes left. The Blues had a 2-on-1 that Samuel Girard defended very well. And then there was a late power play for the Blues with roughly a minute and 17 left, I think, or a minute and 20 left. So we go to the third period. The Avs finish off that penalty kill, so no harm, no foul there. Tarasenko then had a shot that was saved. The shots were 3-2 for the Avs 5 minutes in. Again, it's a tie game, and it felt like the Avs had a slight edge through that first 5 minutes. Burakovsky tries to get one, which deflected out. The Blues then press it around the 8 minute marks, or 8 minute mark. I don't know why I pluralized that. Squirrely Dan, hat tip. So, yeah, the Blues go to the power play. There was a shorthanded chance for Nichushkin, but we end up with a 5-on-3 for 31 seconds. Remember, in the first, the Avs scored during their 5-on-3. The Blues call a timeout. Smart move, call the timeout. Get your strategy going. This is a tie game. You have to win this game. If you lose this game and Arizona plays later, you can find yourself really kind of behind the 8 ball, and you still have those games in hand, but you want to win the games you're playing and take any kind of power out of the hands of the Arizona Coyotes. And whatever they discuss during the timeout, it works. It's 8 seconds into the 5-on-3 that they score, and it's Hoffman from Krug and O'Reilly at 11 minutes and 19 seconds. So not too shabby. That makes it 4-3. Now after that, well, it's still 5-4. Dubnyk made some nice saves during the penalty kill. But I do wonder, if you're an Avs fan watching this, if you're saying, so Grubauer's back next game, right? Dubnyk is a good goaltender. Grubauer's capable of being that next level. And I'm saying capable because we've seen in recent weeks, he can be great, he can be poor. It's just this wonderful cornucopia of goaltending you get. But I do think that it'll make a difference when he's back for Colorado as well. Blues press with 5 minutes left. Then with 4:13 left, the Avs get a power play. And this is kind of the game. So the power play fizzled out. The Blues killed it off very, very well. The Avs were then forced to pull the goaltender with about 2 minutes left. And they're unable to generate a lot of really good chances out of that when they're up 6-on-5. And it's an empty net marker. It's O'Reilly who completes the hat trick there from Bozak at 18:25. They go up 5-3. They pulled the goalie again after that, did Colorado. Kadri had a chance in close during the 6-on-5, but they're unable to get any more goals. So Colorado's now lost double-digit games in regulation, one of the few teams left in the NHL. They might have been the last team in the NHL that hadn't lost 10 games in regulation. So they dropped to 31-10-4. I imagine Vegas is saying thanks to St. Louis. St. Louis 20-19-6 after that victory. The shots in this one, St. Louis actually outshot Colorado 13-11. So once they started getting shots, they did pretty well. In the second period, Colorado outshoots St. Louis 9-5. In the third, 12-10 in favor of St. Louis. Final shots, 30 for each team. Power plays, Colorado goes 2 for 5. St. Louis goes 1 for 4. Hits, 27-17 for St. Louis. Block shots, 15-9 for St. Louis. They just played that desperate hockey. For Colorado, a team that has already clinched a playoff spot, they're likely not going to get caught by Minnesota. It just doesn't feel like as urgent of a game for Colorado as it does for St. Louis. So some good playoff hockey from the Blues, and they get the win. Dubnyk saves 25 out of 29 at one end of the ice, and Binnington saves 27 out of 30 at the other. Again, he had those posts helping him out in the first, and then he played pretty well in the second and the third. So there you go. St. Louis Blues, for right now, they are they're fourth, I should say, in the division. Colorado stays second in their division, and yeah, that helps out Vegas a little bit as Vegas goes into their game tonight and we'll see how things go. Let me know your thoughts regarding this game in the comments section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.